Hey there, viewers. Welcome back to the Self-Made Auto Channel. Everyone hates rust. Can I get an amen? Amen. That's true. That was the title of a video that my friend Sherwood did over at Royalty Auto Service on the YouTubes. I believe it was a Nissan he was working on, and very similar bolts to this, or they were dealing with some exhaust studs of some sort. Just trying to recall off memory, and he was just showing the techniques that they use. The difference between him and I is he is in Georgia area. We're in the Rust Belt, so it's an everyday thing. You know, they don't see it often, so we got some different approaches that we'll use to deal with rust. They used Big Nasty, all right, and he used an induction heater to heat up the nuts, and they got them all off. It was some air hammering, you know, using the chisel bit, all good methods. You know, the heat it and beat it. I mean, that's one great way to do it. Of course, he had, you know, as all YouTube videos, he had a ton of advice in the comment section, you know, all kinds of stuff. Use your imagination or go read it. I'll link the video. I'm going to show you how I deal with these. So this car here, Nissan something or other, I don't know what year. It's rusty, crusty, a lot of miles. The cat's gone bad in it. I need to put a new cat on it. So I'm not necessarily looking to reuse these studs, but I'm going to show you the process. I'm going to do it the same way as if I was going to reuse them. We could elect to do what he did, heat it, put a twist socket on it, spin it off. But what I often do, more often than not, is I just cut the nut off with a torch. Now, I don't even know if Sherwood has a torch in his shop. He may not. They may not even have a need for it. Me, I wear the things out. You know, trusty old Vic here. Usually by 8:30 in the morning, we got her going. So let me show you how I do this. I'll just give you a little dry run demonstration here. So like I say, this nut's not too bad. This one here we could probably heat up, just pop a socket on her, and you know, Robert's your mother's brother. But what we'll do is we'll take the torch, and you got about one chance to do this, because what you're trying to do is heat up the nut, and then we're gonna blast her with some oxygen. We'll oxidize it, and essentially blow it away, you know what I mean? And so we'll come across it, we'll get the nut just about blood red, and then one time, just you don't get it on the first time, you need to stop, because the heat's going to transfer to the stud at that point. But if the stars align and everything's right, you'll just nick the nut off, and you'll barely touch the threads, if at all. And then once you do that, then you can sometimes just take your hammer, spin it a little bit, or what we'll do is we'll cool it down, we'll just come on the other side, nick it off, and then you've got two pieces. Take a little screwdriver and a hammer, and you know, boom, you're done. So that's the process I'm going to use. Let me unenhance, and then I'll stick you guys back and I'll show you. The thing you need to know though, it's a little bit like Sex Panther. It works 60% of the time, every time. So I gave it a little kiss there. I wasn't looking on the backside. We come in blind over there. Let me grab the old air hammer and we'll give it a little tippy tap. Whoa, man. Just want to catch it. The converter's loose. That's why that whole thing just moved. Oh, oh, hey. There's that piece. And there's that piece, and there you go. You're all done. Let's zoom you in. Enhance. So there's what it looks like. So at this point, oh, what is it? It looks like a 10150 or a 10125 probably. We could run a little thread chaser over it, and then you're good to go. Don't look at my nail polish. This is always being a smart ass. So there, that's our thread chaser there. I guess we don't really need to thread chase it because we can just spin it right on, no problem. But that's one way to handle those, folks. Lots of different ways to skin cats. Now you see in that area there, I was screwing around a lot more, but I was more screwing around up on the flange of the nut. Now that one I just did the old one-slided slitter. They call it. It's a classic move. Sometimes we do that where we just brush off one side of it, and then you come around, you know, for example, like this one here, I'll enhance you on it in a minute. You know, it's hard to get to the back side of it with the torch. So you just do the old one-slided slitter, and then you spin it around where you can get on the other side. Get your Stevie Wonder glasses back on these ones so you can see what in the thunder's going on. That's the important part. Just give it a little wipe with old Vic. Probably should have let it cool more in between slots. But we're getting cocky, so we come into it a little too quick, probably. There's that piece. And there's that piece. Now you gotta stud, you can put it together, tab it, look-see. Enhance. 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 So that's what it looks like. You can come in with the torch, nick it off, and all your threads are still in good shape. And then the nuts, there you go. This way you don't want to touch it because it's going to be toasty. That's what they look like. You just, a little slit. This one got the old one-sided slitter here. Alright. So that's it. This video's not throwing shade at Sherwood or their methods. I'm just showing a different method, and perhaps it's a method that some people in the comment section on his video may have even mentioned. You know, I just take the torch and nick it off. But I'll be honest with you, if you have no experience with a torch or little experience with a torch, you're probably not going to do that the first time. I have a lot of years running a cutting torch and cutting nuts and bolts and certain things and doing exhaust work, and you know, so it's just something that comes with time and experience. The best way to get to learn how to do that is to practice. I mean, you can do it with brand new stuff. You know, if you had a piece of threaded rod and you know, you screwed a bunch of nuts on it and practice cutting it off, it's the same thing. It doesn't have to be rusty. However, I will suggest, and I didn't really say it at the beginning, jokingly talked about the dark sunglasses. These are key. You got to be able to see, because you can watch when you start to oxidize that, you'll see that as soon as that flame blows through, you just start to see the threads. You know, it's kind of hard to explain, but you'll know to, you know, back off or you know, keep going, or transfer your heat up to the flange. So it does take a little bit of experience, a little bit of practice. So the same thing if you're cutting two pipes that are together. They got two exhaust pipes together. You know, you can slit that outside pipe and never touch the inside pipe. But again, that just takes some experience and knowing when to back off. If you fiddled with it too much, just stop, spritz it down with some water, and you know, start over again. That's key. So anyhow, I'll link his video. You can see how they did it with the mini ductor and the air hammer. And then of course, you know, you guys have seen my method probably numerous times on this channel, but just give you a refresher on that. So thanks for watching.